Hello, my name is Arjun. I'm here to inform you of primary, secondary, and tertiary industries through the use of the game Minecraft. I will start with primary industry, then move on to secondary and finally tertiary industries. I will then inform you on how it impacts many people's lives. Primary industry. Primary industry takes raw materials from the land and ships them to secondary industries. Not many people are working in primary industries in Canada. Some primary industries in Canada are forestry, harvesting trees for manufacturing or retail, mining, extracting any minerals from the land and sometimes refining them, fishing, catching, cleaning and packaging fish, caught, farming and agriculture, cultivating, planting and harvesting crops. Not many Canadians work in a primary industry, around 1 in 25, though without the people working in these industries or the raw materials that they produce, many of the things we have right now couldn't be made. There are places where more people work in the primary industries, places like the Maritime Provinces for fishing, British Columbia, which has an obscene amount of lumber, and the prairies where wheat is produced, our very own breadbasket. Secondary industries. Secondary industries take raw materials from primary industries and refine them, i.e. turn iron into iron ore into iron, lumber into wood or paper, and etc. Some secondary industries in Canada are steel or iron refining, wood refining, pharmaceuticals, car manufacturing, construction, and etc. More Canadians work in secondary industries than in primary industries. Even then, most of the companies outsource, send their manufacturing work outside of the country to places like China, where labor is cheap, which cuts costs. Tertiary industries. Tertiary industries take the products and sell them to consumers. Selling services are also a major part of the tertiary industry. Some tertiary industries in Canada are schools, buses, retail agencies, car dealers, and etc. Tertiary industry is the industry with the most Canadians working in it. Since the tertiary industry involves the selling of a good or service, many people are in that line of work. Your parents are probably working in the tertiary industry, parents or relatives. How all of this affects my life and your life. Almost everything that I or you buy is sold by a tertiary industry. A house, for example. The retailer didn't make the house. A secondary industry made the house, and the lumber came from a primary industry. Same with the clothes you're wearing. The store most likely didn't make the clothes. A secondary industry made that. Your parents or relatives are most likely working in a tertiary or secondary industry. Your parents or relatives are most likely not working in a primary industry, but they may know someone or actually have a job cutting down trees or working a wheat farm, though that is not likely, as approximately 1 in 25 Canadians work in a primary industry. Primary industries affect my life and your life because they supply the secondary industry with raw materials. Without them, we wouldn't have many of the things we have now. The industries are very important to our life. Take that shirt you're wearing right now. If you had to make that shirt, it wouldn't nearly be the same quality as it is now. No offense. It would also take you much longer to make. If you had to make that shirt yourself, it would be very hard. You'd have to grow the cotton, pick the cotton, string the cotton, sew the cotton into a shirt, then take care of the shirt. You wouldn't have time to do any of your work or anything else. We don't now have to make our own shirts because of the industries. Now we have people whose jobs is solely to grow the cotton, primary industry, to solely make the shirt, secondary industry, and etc. Because of this, the price of the shirt for the consumers is much lower. Also, the quality is much better as the primary/secondary industries eventually get better at what they're doing. The manufacturers can then choose from a variety of different suppliers. So when you go to their store, there's a much bigger variety than if you were to make it yourself. The industries allow for the final product to be a lower price, a better quality, and have more variety. That is how the primary, secondary, and tertiary industries affect your life and mine.